if we're believing God for revival, let's imagine you say we're believing God for an amazing revival. If you are doing the same thing that you've been doing over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not telling the truth to yourself. Because the revival is certain based on how you're making preparations for it. If your preparations over the last 5, 10 years haven't awakened revival within you to a certain extent that you are starting with the preliminaries, I'm talking about active preliminaries to watch it manifest. If you haven't yet laid down your life in pursuit of God, if you haven't yet done that, which you need to do, everything laid aside. Christ says, before you can be my disciple, you must deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me. If you haven't embraced an idea of life that goes beyond your fleshly existence, where you're looking towards the future, the beyond, the afterlife, and you're making preparations for it now, then you can't properly anticipate revival. Revival means life that's greater than this life that we're living, that bursts onto the world. That's not going to occur if you're constantly coddling the flesh and your desires as to how you want to live in this world and what you want. That's a small thinking. You can couple that with prayer, you can couple that with church attendance, and it will not bring about the future that you want. If you're wanting to see an awakening, the proper seeds must be planted, which means you got to be prepared to deny yourself, take up your cross, and start doing the things that make for awakening. Profound prayer, amazing kinds of fast, loving people in a deep way beyond your hurt, beyond your pain. If your love stops with your pain, then you're not going to be able to usher in revival. If your forgiveness, if it stops with memories, if it stops with just seeing that individual again, you're not going to be able to usher in revival. If you're sensitive, if you're overly sensitive about people's opinions, you are not going to be able to usher in revival. It will not occur through your life because you are subsumed with this Adam existence, this existence of mere man. And therefore, you can't usher in revival. You can't even plant the seeds of that revival because you've limited it based on your feelings and based on your anxieties and your fears and your anger and your hatred. You have limited your ability to transform things and to become the seed for the future of revival. Hope makes it so that you're ready to make those adjustments now. You start seeing that the future is amazing. You start seeing the possibilities that will occur when Christ is manifest in the world. And before we leave here, there will be an amazing awakening, and it doesn't matter what the unbelievers do. It's despite what they do. It doesn't matter. God is in control, and he has raised up the body of Christ to point to the future, to present the future beforehand, providing both hope and warning to those that are around us. The third point of being a prophetic people has to do with principles. Do you realize that every true principle carries the seed of a future reality? These things are not difficult to understand. If you have a pit bull that's a fighting pit bull, and it's a gray pit bull with blue eyes, and that's a male, and you have a female that's the same blue-eyed pit bull, and it's a fighter. Well, then I can tell you on the basis of principle, this stuff is not that difficult, everybody, that things reproduce after their likeness. Therefore, if those two get together and they reproduce, number one, they're going to reproduce a dog. I can prophesy that. I can go into the future and tell you that if a pit bull mates with a pit bull, there's a great probability that they're going to produce a dog. Number two, they're going to produce a pit bull. Number three, it's going to be more than likely with high probability a gray pit bull. Number four, and more than likely with all probability, it is going to be a blue-eyed gray pit bull dog. Number four, in all probability, it will be a fighting blue-eyed gray pit bull dog. All based on the principle that things reproduce after their kind. You're able to look into the future once you understand the truth, and once the truth has taken hold of you. It allows you almost as surely as planting an apple seed and putting it in correct ground and watering it. Well, you're more than likely, the only thing you're going to grow from that particular seed is an apple tree. There are no other option. And the principle is in that seed. It's prophetic. A seed is prophetic. It tells you about the future. And as believers, when we are living principled lives and we understand truth, once those things are understood, Now you have what's necessary to bring about future things. You have the tools to make certain things manifest. To be a prophetic person, you have to be principled, a person of truth, and a dealer in hope. You ready to join me in this great journey? Let it happen. Body of Christ, I respect you. I love you. I anticipate greatness. May God's hand be upon every one of you as we embark. God bless you.